Good day everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be discussing My Hero Academia chapter 334 titled Parting Gift. Before we begin, of course, spoiler alert, spoiler warning, and if you're new here, consider hitting subscribe, hitting like, and join in. We're trying to hit 300 subs before the end of the year. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump straight directly into the chapter. So the cover page for this week's chapter is Star and Stripes without her uniform, but just like a headshot of Star and Stripe in her normal, I guess, non-heroic attire. And the chapter dives straight into where the last one ends. So we see Shigaraki is on the run. He's trying to escape while New Order is wreaking havoc inside of him. And we see that before he blew up his normal, he stole the quirk from it, which was the wings, because that was a quirk in itself, so wings. And he's having an inner monologue, and he says before he's reduced to nothing, he has to get rid of this quirk. So we see just a quick, how would you call this? Not a glimpse, but like a image of All Might, or like a vestige of him. And he says, no matter what move I make, you're always there. And you see the soldiers are trying to take him down, but they pull back and essentially say that they're going to make sure her remains get back to her loved one. The pilots are talking about Star here. And one of them says, of course you surpassed them. You've always been the greatest hero. Then we cut to a village or city close to the ocean, and we see what seems to be an ex-con called Kashiko Kashi, who is a convicted robber and murderer. And him and a girl are talking, they're watching TV, and this leads them to, well, it leads us then to find out what's going on. So apparently TV stations are down because a lot of people ran away, and people are shocked. They're still shocked that light and water is working, because after all these criminals revolted and broke out of prison, it seems a lot of places shut down. But while they're discussing this, he says that it makes no sense to just be out of jail and then, you know, go start trouble in the big city. Be smart like me, run away to somewhere here in the boonies and just start your life over. Have a new shot at life. But while he's talking, there's a huge explosion in their wall, and we see Shigaraki comes in, and he's like all beaten up, bloody face in a mess. One arm seems to be hanging on by a thread. And they're like, is this a hero? And he's like, the Kashiko guy is like, no, it doesn't look like that. One thing, I think Shigaraki looks like Yubel from Yu-Gi-Oh! In that little panel right there. But he grabs Kashiko's face and he's like, in his head he's saying, if this guy has a quirk, I'm going to steal his quirk and then give him New Order to get rid of it. But in the process of doing that, we see Stripe pop up in Shigaraki's vestigial, and she's like, nice try, idiot. She's sassy down to the wire, and Shigaraki is saying, I can't grant him New Order and preserve it. And this is where we find out what's going on. So Star is telling him that thanks to all the other quirks inside of you, my little revolt was the death of me. It's a real shame I couldn't kill you and finish the job. But these are some words for you. As long as people stand up to save each other, someone will inherit that will of heroism, and make no mistake, they will strike you down. And then we get the giant vestige of Skull's Prime. Guess that's her quirk dying out, falling apart. And All For One is telling her, give it a rest. The winner is the one who lives longer. So take a hike, dead lady. And while this is going on, there's the little thing, someone some hero, and then we see Midoriya, and we see arms all around him. But that is it for the Shigaraki portion. We don't know what happened to him after this. We then cut to what seems to be maybe 2 days after or a day after, and we learn that the hunt for Shigaraki resumed immediately after that. They couldn't find him. He vanished without a trace yet again. All the world leaders now kind of worried because everyone in the world found out that Star, the #1 hero in America, died trying to save Japan. And that kind of halted other regions from sending their top heroes, because now everyone is wondering, what if we send our top hero and that hero dies? What happens to our country? So a lot of places are hesitant on sending heroes. We even see Salam, who we got mentioned of before with Red Dot, but we see Salam alone, who looks like the Pharaoh, Egyptian attire, and he's upset that they can't go to Japan. And we see the leader of his country says, don't look at it like that. We are not abandoning them, but more so the loss of a hero could mean the downfall of the nation, as I said before. So you need to look at that. Look at your own area too. We then cut now to All Might speaking to pilots, and they mentioned that each of the jets that they were in recorded the signatures of every quirk Shigaraki used. It analyzed every quirk during that fight. So it holds the record of that battle and all the data with it. Also, we see All Might saying he wish he could have seen Cassie again. And someone mentions that no way, basically, no way they didn't have anyone studying Shigaraki already, right? Someone must have been doing work on him. We then cut to the next day again, so I think this is 2 days after, and we see All Might speaking to Class 1E, and he's telling them essentially Shigaraki's body would have been completed tomorrow, but due to this big scuffle with Star and Stripe, that kind of prolongs his evolution, and now we have about at least a week to prep for this big battle, and we need to use this time to advance, to get stronger, to go and take him out. And then the last panel, we see a picture of Deku, Bakugo, and Shoto, and the caption right above it says, and we'll take down Shigaraki and one for all. And there's a lot of dogs barking now. There's a parrot making noise somewhere, so I don't know why that is, but let's try to wrap this up. So essentially this chapter ends with the big tree of Class 1A in frame, and I assume this is maybe a hint at how the final battle will go, because we know for sure that Shoto has to fight Dabi, and Dabi is basically the right hand man of Shigaraki. We know Bakugo and Deku most likely going to team up to fight Shigaraki and take him down with all for one. But the one thing I like about MHA as of lately is Horikoshi is not pulling any punches at all. He's not afraid to axe people, it seems, or cause damage or injury to heroes. So that's pretty good, because if it was a war where everyone comes out, or a battle where everyone always comes out unscratched, that would defeat the point of it, I guess. But we get that this is picking up. We know they have a week time, so I'm guessing this final launch on Attack with Shigaraki may take place sometime next year, because I'm not sure how much chapters we have left again for this year, but I know Jump usually goes on break sometime mid-December to January. So I digress, but we know something big is going to happen. I'm interested to see how Class 1A powers up. I want to see what new things Bakugo could do, what new things Shoto could do. We haven't seen any quirk evolutions since Toga, so hopefully we see some quirk evolutions or some quirk awakenings soon, and get Class 1A putting it in gear, putting themselves in gear, putting it all out there and having a good battle. Because again, there's a lot's going on. A lot of criminals are free, a lot of battles need to take place, and for some reason I feel All might die coming to the end of the arc. I could see him maybe trying to sacrifice himself to save Midoriya, or if he lives, maybe something with Eri comes into play, because we know we're still trying to figure out her ability. So yeah, interesting. Can't wait to see where manga goes next, and I'll see you all next week. And again, if you're new, hit subscribe, hit like down below, and do all kinds of videos, manga, anime, movies, series, food, challenges, all sorts of stuff on this channel. So if you like any of those, feel free to scroll through the uploads. There's playlists, click on something you might like, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.